as the NBA Finals are set to begin involving the Dallas Mavericks and Boston Celtics. An interesting storyline to reflect on is the option one veteran wing player currently playing an important role with the Mavs made to play in Dallas instead of Boston. That player, Derrick Jones Jr., he remains an important starting wing for the Mavs next to P.J. Washington, who was acquired from the Charlotte Hornets before the February trade deadline, with both players being key in their defensive identity. Long before this point, Jones was waiting to sign with the team late in free agency, with a lot of NBA business being put on hold late in free agency, with the league waiting for Damian Lillard to be traded from the Portland Trail Blazers. Jones had to wait until August to sign a contract with his next team. He declined his $3.4 million player option with the Chicago Bulls to enter free agency originally and took less money to sign a one-year deal worth $2.7 million with the Mavericks. However, before making that decision, one of his options was the Boston Celtics, who he is set to face in the NBA Finals. Jones has remained highly productive in the postseason, averaging 9.8 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.4 assists in 17 games, shooting 49.2% from the floor and 39.6% from point range on 3.1 attempts per GME. He remains an integral element of the Mavericks' offense and defense with his improved shooting, finishing ability, and versatility, leveraging his quickness and length. Jones told reporters after Sunday's practice that he declined his player option with the Bulls to bet on himself. He mentioned he's glad he made the decision he did.
Hell yeah, way better. I mean, I could have accepted my player option in Chicago and still been on a team that's not in the playoffs right now. But I mean, I just decided to bet on myself, and I took less money to come here, but the money wasn't the problem. The money wasn't the issue. I just wanted to have the opportunity to be on the floor and to showcase what I'm able to do, and it happened for me.
Before signing with the Mavericks, Jones mentioned he had a conversation with head coach Jason Kidd about expectations. Kidd told Jones that he'd have to earn everything he'd get, and he's embraced that by guarding top offensive options and doing all of the dirty work on both ends. He described the process leading to his decision as being nerve-wracking due to how long it took for deals around the league to transpire.
For me, I don't know. It was nerve-wracking, I guess. I just didn't know what was about to happen. Like, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know who was interested really, because it was just that whole trade with Dame. It just shut everything down for a lot of players. But I talked to Coach Kidd, and he told me once I signed, and if I was to come here, I was gonna have to work for everything, and that's what I did.
Kidd praised Jones's character and described him as being someone who never complains and has taken full advantage of the opportunity he's been given.
You know, when you talk about D. Jones, it's not just one thing, it's just his character of who he is. He's about playing the game the right way. He was given a chance and he took full advantage of it. He never complains. He does his job at a high level and is really appreciative of the opportunity. And when you talk to him and you get to know him, I mean, he's very consistent with his messaging that he just wants to win and be a part of it. And he's definitely a part of it. He's definitely helped us win. And so we're very lucky to have him, no matter if he was signed first or last when it comes to free agency. He's become a big part of the Mavs culture. You'll talk about defense, but also he's shooting the three at a high clip, his athleticism. And we joked about it at the beginning of the season that, you know, now we can participate in the layup line. We have athletes who can dunk, and he's part of that athletic crew.
Jones appreciates the trust his coaches and teammates have held in him this season, and he feels he's taken full advantage of his opportunity.
I guess I probably just took full advantage of the opportunity that I had. My coaches and my teammates trusted in me a lot this season, and it just worked out for me.
Jones was jokingly asked if his performance this season has made his agent's job easy before he enters free agency again this summer. He said he hopes so, but feels there is more he can prove with the chance to impact winning in the NBA Finals.
I would hope so, but like I said, job's not done. I still got a little bit more that I can give, and hopefully I can get a little bit more.
As the Mavericks are set to face the Celtics in the NBA Finals, a big part of the matchup will come down to preventing Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown from comfortably getting to their spots. Jones takes pride in making stars have to get to counters while using his quickness to recover and his length to pressure jumpers and finishes. As he has been throughout a playoff run that's required him to guard many elite players, he's ready to take on the Celtics stars.
I mean, they're good offensive players. Just got to, like I said before, with all the other all the other series, just got to keep them from their spots and try to limit them to the shots that they like to take.
Jones is confident in the Mavericks' chances against anybody, even the Celtics, in a 7-game series.
We believe that we could beat anybody. That underdog, I don't like that really. But I mean, everybody gonna keep putting that narrative on us. We go out there and we play the game like we're supposed to play. And I don't really think anybody can beat us in a 7-game series.
With the Celtics being one of the teams Jones had to pick from, he does find some sense of humor that he's now facing them in the NBA Finals, but is glad he decided to come to Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is kind of funny, but I'm just glad I'm glad I made the decision that I did and I came here.
Jones has contributed to the Mavericks' exciting identity as a high-flying unit around Doncic and Irving. The team has surrounded the superstars with the necessary athletes to make the most of their passing talent.
We got athletes. We got players that you could just put the ball up in the air and they're going to go get it no matter where you put it at. It's me, Live, Gav, PJ, Josh whenever we get him. And sometimes Kai when he on the break. We throw Kai some lobs too. But like I said, we got athletes. We just got players that know their role and love to run the floor.
As someone who played in the NBA Finals in 2020 with the Miami Heat, Jones emphasized how the intensity raises even higher on the highest stage, even comparison to the conference finals. He described the level of intensity required is to use a Game 7 mentality every game.
I mean, of course. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a lot more intense, but we just got to fight through it and just play a game that we need to play. That every game is tough. You got to go out there with that, I guess, a Game 7 mentality, and you never know what you're going to get from the game. You just got to go out there and give it everything that you have and just live with the results.
Boston fans already have a reputation for being very passionate. With Kyrie Irving back in town, Jones understands the crowd at TD Garden could be intense, but he's not worried about. He said he finds some of the comments funny that fans make directed at him.
Not really. I mean, they're probably a little bit louder. Probably say a couple words that you don't like, but that's every fan, that's every arena. You hear things that you don't like. People say things that they shouldn't say. But I mean, I'm in between those lines. I'm playing a game of basketball. I really don't care what everybody else got to say that's not in between those lines with me. I find it funny. I mean, I really don't care what people got to say. Whatever people got to say, they got to say it. You can't change what they're gonna say. As long as they ain't touching me and putting their hands on me, I ain't got no problem with it. You can say whatever you got to say. It's a free world.
Jones emphasized the importance of staying together as a group even when the opposing team is going on a run. Against a tough Boston team, the margin for error is thin, and this points of emphasis could pay off if Dallas follows it.
We just stay with each other and stay close through the thick and thin. When things going bad, we huddle up, and we talk. Whenever team go on a little run, we always telling each other, we taking their punch, now it's time to give ours. Ain't no need to fold and just shy away from the pressure, because that's not what we're going to do. We're going to keep fighting.
When you think back, let me know what you think in the comments below. How much do you think the Mavericks should be willing to pay Jones on his next deal? What would your offer look like if you were Nico Harrison? If you watched this video all the way through, I appreciate you for doing so. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. All comments and likes help the video reach new users, and I appreciate everyone that takes the time to do that. Stay tuned for more coverage.